All right, welcome back to Hillbilly Deluxe Fabrication. We got the skid steer back in. We bought a stump grinder. You might have saw a little preview in one of my previous videos of seeing this in the shop. So we got this mounted up to the front. We're going to go through and see what it takes to hook it up to the machine, get it working, and then we'll try it out. So not really one bit for instructions, but don't really know much about this. So here's the information on it. So I bought this from a guy in Bristol. I'll put his marketplace info down in the comments here. It was a great seller to deal with. This is what I got: skid steer stump grinder, 25-inch. It'll move back and forth, up and down. It says it'll go down 8 inches underground. Let's get the manual out and see what it's going to take to wire up. So this, flow rate wise, it works according to this 15 to 30 gallons per minute, which is perfect. This machine runs around 24 gallons a minute. It's not a high flow machine, so that kind of limits me on some of the things that I want to get for it. But has the manual here, and it has a controller. And that's the thing. I'm not really 100% sure how we use this controller, since obviously it needs some sort of electricity to plug in. So we got these plugs, which will plug into this solenoid pack here. And then it's going to should just need power and ground, I would think. So let's take a look. So this is the solenoid pack that's on there, so we can operate the different features: up, down, right, left on the controller. So we'll go through let me look through this manual, see where those pieces go. And like I said, I'm not really one for reading manuals, so this one's got pictures at least. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see if these. Oh, so this is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, but these are labeled up, down, right, left. So that's good. So let's see. 1 is going to be up. So 1 will be up. 2 will be down. 3 is right. 4 will be left. So, all right. So now that's all plugged in. So that's all we really need. And then we need I guess we could just plug this right into a cigarette outlet. We'll get one. And then we could just plug this right in, and then we could use, that's all we're going to use the instructions for. And then we did use we installed the case strain on the machine. So we got that going for us. So let's see what functions work without the controller being hooked up. So we got the little line will be our case strain. All right. So all that's hooked up. Nicey nice. So, and then they give you pretty good length on the wire here. So maybe we'll run the wire through the cable holder here. So now when we throttle it up, we got, oh, that's got some nice speed to it. All right, so the only thing we got to do then is we'll shut that down. Let's put it down for now. And we'll shut the machine off. All right, well, we got function out of it. So we just got to get a cigarette outlet. So we can plug this in inside the machine and then try to get the functionality working of that. But I'm glad. This is the first thing I put on here. I haven't tried out continuous flow yet in this machine. So that's nice. It does work. It's a good positive to see. So we'll get that working. But let's just go over this machine quick and look it over. It's got 2 rams on here. This ram here, we got some grease fitting, so we'll get that grease. It's got feet on the back, so you can set it on the ground. That's a nice feature there. So pretty heavy duty pistons, it looks like, for your left and right and your up and down to be able to angle it. Heavy duty mud flap on here, keep the chips from going. These teeth look pretty serious. I think from one of the things I was reading on it, they're kind of a universal grinder head too. So one, I could flip them over to the other side, so you can use one side or the other, flip it. So you got some wear ability on there. And you got 2 rows of teeth on both sides, so you get a pretty wide cut out of it. Here's your warnings. Serious death or injury, those are always good to see. I like that on most of the things that I work on. All the hoses have cover on it. I like to see that. That's definitely a nice thing. You got your hose or your case drain coming off there. So I was able to actually use my case drain function here. But yeah, this looks like a pretty simple setup, and then I'll have that controller wired up so we can use it pretty much in anything. So we'll get this wire off of the backup camera I had laying around. So let's see if we can get this to work. The wire might be a little too small for this. So yeah, those are some tiny wires in there. So I don't know if we're going to use this or not. Let's see if we can make it work. I mean, these are pretty tiny wires too, so I really like using this, I don't know, this type of loom. I like to think of it like the Chinese finger trap kind of loom. It really protects the wire good. The only downside is you got to have it, have the wire thin so you could get it around. It won't work over a plug or something like that. But it's good if, you're starting off with fresh wire. So we'll take a wild guess. Say the 12 volt's going to go to our red. I'm not really 100% sure. I got red and yellow on this outlet here, so we'll take the gamble. Go red to hot, yellow to ground. All right, so we got our brown wire that says 12 volt. That's labeled. Let's get that. red wire and our yellow wire. We'll go to our blue wire, which says 0 volts, which I'm guessing is our ground. All right, let's heat these bad boys up. All right, let that cool off for a sec. And then we'll see if that works. It'll be nice if this one will work, because this cigarette outlet has an on-off, so I don't have to always constantly keep power to it. So I'm driving around with this on the front. I mean, you got to have the hydraulics on to make it work, but you know, I don't have to keep power going to that controller all the time. All right. Let's see if this works. We got rotation, so we want to, all right, we got constant flow. And our buttons do not do what they're supposed to do. So right now I got down goes left, right and left go up and down. So obviously there's something going on there. And all we have is, oh, there we go. So up does left and right swing, or up goes right, down goes left. So I think we got to flip-flop those and see what happens. So let's stop our flow, put it down, flip-flop these from one solenoid to the other. So based on what it shows in the instructions, you can't go by those of where to put these. Now, I don't know, maybe the hydraulic lines, you know, when they assembled this, maybe they put them in different spots. So now we got the plugs. We just flipped from one to the other, back and forth. Let's see if our up and down, left and right now works. If not, then we'll flip them the other way to see if we have to do something different. All right, we're back in. Let's go. Let's get our constant flow going. All right. Now, so I hit down, it goes up. I hit up, it goes down. Right, right goes right. Left goes left. So we got to flip-flop our up and down buttons. So shut that off. So our up and down were wrong. We're going to flip-flop those. Our left and right were correct, so those are going to stay. So I guess you got to just do a little trial and error with your controller. Let's try one last time here, see where we're at. All right. We're going to lift her up. Got her flowing. All right, we got constant flow going. We got up, I hit down, right, left. All right, we got full swing. Now make sure those lines aren't going to get caught. Ooh, that gets hairy. I might try to do something with those lines. I don't like how how close it gets to that blade there. It goes all the way that way. Up. I think if I just zip tie those lines to the other lines, it'll keep them out of the way enough. Up and down seem to work pretty good. Let's see. Don't want it to hit the concrete, so we'll... I mean, you got your up and down here, but then you can also give it some with that. You know, you got to just keep in mind your wire and stuff like that. But I don't know. I say it's a pretty good success. Once the weather clears up a little bit outside, we'll bring it outside and try it on a stump. But throttle it up, we'll get it up there. I mean, that thing... I think this is going to work good. Sure we're not pulling on our wire at all and they're up and down. I think that looks good. All right. We'll get this thing tried out once the weather clears up some. Actually, before I forget, we're going to zip tie those other hydraulic lines out of the way. Just so that way, when I do go and run it, I'm not sure if I'll remember. No. That should keep it out of the way enough. All right. So it looks like everything functions the way it's supposed to. You know, how to switch those around. We'll get this thing tried out soon.